Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming. It's something me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Repeat Remake, Sissel's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. I got my bubbly water, and I am good to go, y'all. Let's do it. Alright, this is weird. Usually my body would be aching desperately for sleep, especially after all those pancakes I munched on last night. What the hell is wrong with me? As I stepped into the bathroom, I nearly tripped and slammed my face into the sink to avoid stepping on the remnant's head as it crawled across the tile floor. What the? How the fuck did you crawl out of the maintenance closet? The remnant's head gurgled quietly, muttering a thick soup of words under its breath. I squatted down and leaned closer as I struggled to make out what it was saying. We have to make this work. The boss will kill us if we bring Owen Lorelei back alive. Here. Somewhere. Cold dread crawled down my spine. I shot up and raced downstairs towards the lounge. Morse? Morse, wake up! I think we might have trouble! In my rush, I crashed right into Ginny in the living room doorway. Ow! Oof! Ginny yelped and scrambled to grab her empty coffee cup before it toppled onto the floor. She hopped back onto her feet and frowned at me with dark bags under her eyes, as though she didn't sleep a wink. I glanced at her empty coffee cup. I took all my willpower to suppress the I told you so that was fighting its way out. Adrian? Why are you up at this hour? Is something the matter? It's really hard to explain, but the remnant's head started mumbling weird stuff again. Dude, that thing is always mumbling weird stuff. You'll have to be more specific. I know, but this time it's muttering things that those debt collectors are thinking. You know, those guys who were hunting us? I think they might be close by. They definitely know that we're hiding here at any rate. We have to let everyone know. Speaking of which, have you seen Owen or Philip anywhere? They were missing from their bed. Oh, earlier Morse marched up here and woke those two up. He had one of his bouncers drive them off somewhere for the next part of his plan. Where's he right now? We need to warn him right away. I'm pretty sure he's in his office right now. Hey! I was already racing down the stairwell by the time the words left Ginny's mouth. Morse was on the phone in the midst of an intense conversation when I kicked down his door. He sighed and looked up to see me standing breathlessly in his doorway with Ginny racing behind me. You two, awake at this hour? Would it be naive of me to expect any sort of good news? I took a moment to catch my breath before shaking my head urgently. Morse, listen, I think those thugs found us. We might be in danger. I can't explain exactly, but it's this feeling I have. A feeling? Morse looked deadpanned as he quietly clicked off his phone call. Ginny poked her head behind me with a reassuring nod. Listen, man, you can trust him. You know how when we first met I kinda just knew things? Things that I shouldn't have known? It's kinda like that. Morse was silent for several long moments before rubbing his temples tiredly. Great, another omniscient teenager. Very well. Despite his doubtful tone, the informant tapped at his phone and rang the bouncers and bodyguards stationed around the robin's nest. We watched in tense silence as Morse pressed the phone quietly to his ear for several long moments. They're not responding. Something's happened. Is it those debt collectors? Do you think they've already made it inside the building? Morse shook his head slowly. Our guard has a 15-minute check-in routine. If those Lorelei thugs made a move, they couldn't have gotten very far. Is everyone accounted for? Sissel and Herschel are still sleeping upstairs. I've got no idea where Owen and Philip are. I sent them off with a few guards for the next part of the plan. They're safe for now. Morse's eyes narrowed. Those thugs must have seen the car leave and thought there were less people guarding the building. He unholstered his pistol and made his way out of his office with the two of us following close behind. Wake everyone up and gather them in the lounge. We'll do a sweep of the building and make sure everything's... Yeah. A sharp electrical shriek filled the air and the entire building suddenly went dark. The lights flickered off, the power stopped humming. Just pure, eerie silence. Then, the sound of glass shattering echoed from upstairs, accompanied by surprise and angry shouting. Morse swore under his breath. Exterior fire escape stairs. God fucking damn it! Kids, lock yourselves in my office and stay put. There's an emergency exit behind the shelf if you need an escape. Do not come out! With that, he rushed upstairs with his gun drawn. Ginny and I exchanged nervous looks. Are we... Oh, hell no! Ginny was already rummaging through Morse's office desk and pulled out the pistol she stole from the thugs yesterday. Ginny loaded in a fresh magazine and glanced up, her eyes gleaming fiercely. Do you even know how to use that thing? Just point and click. How hard could it be? We've got no time for lessons anyway. Come on, let's go! I gulped and nodded before following her up the stairwell. Needless to say, Morse was not pleased to see us waddling up behind him, but nor was he surprised. He took one last look at us, hissed "Stay behind me" under his breath before kicking down the apartment door. The situation inside had devolved into a standstill. Oh, God, okay. The shrewd thug rolled around to face us with Sissel trapped in a headlock, a cold pistol pressed firmly against his temple. Meanwhile, his burly partner had Herschel pinned to the ground, still kicking and screaming. "Let the kid go right fucking now. I'm gonna make damn sure you'll regret ever being born, you fuckers." "You are in no position to make any demands, Herschel McDermott." The shrewd thug peered at the three of us standing deathly still in the doorway, his eyes peering at Morse's pistol that was trained directly at his head. "Morse, was it? It seems we have a lot to discuss. Let those two go, and I'll be happy to discuss whatever you'd like. Surely you know that's not how things work here." Tension hung in the air as everyone stood deathly still, waiting for the other's response. As the only unarmed guy here, I fumbled about quite helplessly. "What should we do?" Ginny nudged me and motioned to stay quiet. This is like that episode of It's Always Sunny. "What should we do?" It's like, well, not imagine my life as an animated cartoon, or eat a lot of hot dogs. Ginny nudged me and motioned to stay quiet. "Stay behind me. Try and stay out of sight. They'll be looking at you the least out of the three of us. Try and use that to your advantage." "I'm not sure how helpful that is." Yeah, really, there's like a fucking door right there. I don't think I'm not going to notice him in the corner or something. I muttered anxiously under my breath as I discreetly dug out my phone and crouched down behind Ginny, doing my best to make myself scarce. Morse took a single step forward, his gun still trained steadily at the shrewd thug. "Let him go. You've got nowhere left to run." "On the contrary, we're taking the last option we have left." He pressed his gun harder against Sissel's temple, forcing a pained hiss from his throat. "Where is Owen Lorelei?" "Not here, clearly." The shrewd thug's eyes narrowed. "So he was in that car that left earlier. This complicates things." His grip around Sissel's neck visibly tightened as he glared into Morse's piercing gaze. "You will release Owen Lorelei back into the public, where he will confess that he was the one who broke the Lorelei's treaty by attempting to bribe us. He will tell the press that everything your little friend told the public was a lie. If he refuses, his friends here will meet a messy end. I will not ask again." Morse was silent for several months before breaking into a sly smile. "That's going to be a little difficult." He grabbed a nearby TV remote and turned on the local news broadcast. "Breaking news! 2 of the missing Gerania students were just discovered hiding around the end of Bradley Woods. Authorities report that they were slightly injured but otherwise unharmed. Coming to you live are the 2 students' accounts of their harrowing experience over the past few days." Owen and Philip looked into the camera with exhausted and sleep-deprived eyes, courtesy of Morse kicking them awake at the crack of dawn. Owen gulped and spoke nervously. For the last few days, I've been hiding from the 2 men who threatened us and the baker at the Café du Coeur. They worked as debt collectors for the Lorelei family. I think their names are Harry and Marv Lorelei. They demanded money from us and made it clear that our lives would be in danger if we didn't meet their demands. So that night I withdrew a large sum of cash and met them at a warehouse near Bradley Lake along with Herschel the baker. Philip leaned forward from his position on Owen's back. "We thought we could settle this semi-peacefully, but those 2 men, they were out for blood. Once they took the money, they immediately tried to kill us. I got shot in the leg while we tried to get away on Owen's hideous motorcycle. We were desperate to get away, so we ended up crashing our bike into the lake and swimming away. We hoped that the thugs would think we died and would leave us alone. I think our other friends had a similar idea with Herschel's truck. We ended up hiding in the woods for a few days because we were afraid those thugs might catch us, and the Lorelei family might take their side. But then we saw the news broadcast with our friend there, where she explained her situation. So we were hopeful that it might finally be safe to come out. So here we are." Philip cleared his throat loudly and leaned towards the mic. "Now that we got this interview out of the way, can we dig this bullet out of my leg now? Pretty sure it's important forensic evidence." "Oh, and for the record, I did not pee my pants. During our little tussle with those thugs. That was clearly all lies and slander." Well, that makes things maybe worse. Yikes. A thick silence hung in the living room. The shrewd thug's jawline tightened as he tore his gaze away from the TV screen. Bro, I think we just got even more fucked." The shrewd thug pressed his gun even harder against Sissel's temple with a snarl. "Our demands still stand. You will have Owen recant his statements to the press and tell the truth, and I will consider not blowing this little brat's brains out. Do you understand me? Morse's grip on his pistol tightened. Even if we meet your demands, there is no guarantee that the family will believe Owen, especially if he pulls a 180 on his statements. There will be doubts. People will believe he was coerced. I cleared my throat loudly from behind Morse. Actually, people know he was coerced. Morse shot me a pointed look. Kid, not now. No, really, I got something. I ducked up from behind Jenny and waved my phone with a nervous grin. I gave the video recording a quick tap, and the shrewd thug's voice immediately rasped from the speakers. You will release Owen Lorelei back into the public, where he will confess that he was the one who broke the Lorelei's treaty by attempting to bribe us. He will tell the press that everything your little friend told the public was a lie. If he refuses, his friends here will meet a messy end. I will not ask again. I clicked the phone shut with a grin. The two thugs glared at us in stunned silence. Bro? We're extremely fucked right now. Nice one, Adrian. Thanks. Morse let out an annoyed hiss. Kids, when dealing with hostages, the goal is generally to de-escalate the situation. In case you haven't noticed, they've still got your friend at gunpoint. That recording's probably useful for later, but not fucking now. Whoops. I might have, Morse shot me a sharp glare. What did you do? I might have forwarded the video to the police just now, and, they just might be on their way here right now. Morse let out a long, exasperated breath. You idiot. The thugs both glanced out the window nervously, as though expecting the police to descend upon them at that very moment. They exchanged anxious looks, at a complete loss at what to do. After a beat, the shrewd thug sucked in a sharp breath of air and glared at us through gritted teeth. He tightened his grip around Sissel's throat to the point where he began choking and rasping painfully. Do you think this is some sort of joke? We need to show you just how serious we are. We have 2 hostages. We only need 1. Herschel thrashed against the burly thug's grip with a snarl. Don't you dare lay a fucking finger on him! I swear to God, The burly thug slammed Herschel's head against the hard floor with a sneer. Shut your yap! We should have killed you along with your sister when we had the chance. The remnant's head, sitting forgotten in a corner, gurgled quietly. Maybe you should have. Sissel's snarl suddenly cut through the tense apartment air. Oh, fuck off! Are you guys really that desperate? What, are you surprised that years of ruining families and extorting people finally caught up with you? Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Sissel rasped as the shrewd thug tightened his grip around his neck again. Keep your mouth shut, kid, unless you want us to make an example out of you. Sissel choked out a laugh through a defiant grin. Nah, I'm gonna enjoy watching the people who killed my mom and hurt my uncle finally get their due. There's no way you two are getting out of this one. I'll enjoy knowing that whatever happens today, you'll be spending the rest of your short lives running from your wonderful little family just like they did. The shrewd thug's eyes narrowed. He turned to peer at Sissel with a spark of recognition. You are Cecilia Bradley's child. So this is what we get in return for our small mercy. I wanted to kill you off, but Marv here complained about killing a baby, so we tossed you into a nearby dumpster. Wow, thanks, that's so nice of you. The shrewd thug pressed his gun against Sissel's temple and gave Herschel a measured look. This was the boy you fought so hard to protect? This homeless brat with nothing but rags and burdens? What a joke. Sissel faltered and gulped quietly. Despite his earlier brazen attitude, the thug's words cut deeper than Sissel would rather admit. That's enough! If it's me you wanted to make an example out of, after all that I've done, this is the least that I can do. The consequences are for me to suffer alone. Just leave the kid out of this. Sissel immediately snapped. He snarled and flailed against the thug's grip, shooting Herschel a furious glare. Well, don't you fucking dare! This is the time to be a hero! I swear to God, if you do something stupid, I'm gonna over there and kick your ass myself! The shrewd thug gave Sissel's throat a sharp yank to shut him up. His gaze trailed across the room quietly. What an interesting hand of cards we've been dealt today. What do you say, son of Cecilia? Are you ready to pay for your family's debts? Fuck off! We owe you nothing! Herschel survived years of torture for you. I survived years without a family because of you, and we're gonna continue surviving you. Your time is up. Get fucked, assholes. There was a sharp click from Morse's pistol as he took a careful step forward. He's right. If you hurt anyone here, I will make it my mission that the Lorelei family will learn in the least flattering manner. You'll be hunted by both law enforcement and the family's members for the rest of your life. He paused. Or you let the boy and Herschel go, and we can help you negotiate more amiable terms with the family. Alright, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to your ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.